So, I'm gonna do a quick update on the mess that is my life. No, it's not a mess. um, so I am 5 months pregnant. I was planning on having a baby shower, but those plans fell through. I'm not gonna have any. If you follow me on Facebook or are friends with me on Facebook, um, you would have read my note of some of the reasons why I'm not having a baby shower, and I got into a bit of I know I'm super emotional right now because of pregnancy, but I kind of got into it with Ron about it because him and other people kept kind of tossing the blame on me, saying, well, you made it very clear that you didn't want a baby shower, and that pisses me off because it's not that I didn't want a baby shower. Of course, this is my first pregnancy. I would love very much to celebrate it with my friends and family, but at the same time, I just got married. I just paid, and I don't think I actually gave a number on here about how much I spent on my wedding, and I don't mind sharing that with you guys. I spent the goal was $15,000. I think when everything was said and done with bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, and presents for the groomsmen and bridesmaids, and the rehearsal dinner, after it was all said and done, I think I spent about $20,000 on this wedding. I can't believe I did that. I mean, we had been saving forever, but yeah, that's how much I spent on the wedding. So, and that's including honeymoon stuff and postage and other little things that you don't really account for. So, coming off of that big amount of money that I spent all at once, and then knowing that my maid of honor or matron of honor and best man and bridesmaids, the ones who wanted to do this baby shower for me and be involved in it, knowing how much they spent on their dresses, on their kids' clothes, on our wedding gift, it didn't feel right for me to have them throw me a baby shower because it was so close after the wedding. I know everybody is financially in a budget, and to go ahead and try to spend more money on me, I just don't feel right about it, and it makes me feel super guilty, and it didn't sit right with me. And so when I expressed these things, and then I had Ron, I said I wasn't going to go into detail, but I did anyways. When I had Ron really lecturing me about I shouldn't get involved in planning it, that I was already under a lot of stress from the wedding, that I should step back, and I wanted to do that, but my sister-in-law kept on asking me, not asking me, but just showing me, she made this cute invitation, and she wanted it penguin themed, which I loved, and she was sharing things here and there with me, and every time her messages would pop up, Ron would obviously, he'd be there. And then he'd go on with, you're not getting involved, are you? And I just finally got tired of hearing him say that. So I told my sister-in-law, not to, message me about stuff anymore unless it was, guest related. And I think I offended her, so I kind of pissed her off. And that happened. And then, one of the bridesmaids was kind of complaining about having to pay for 80 people to attend. And she was responsible for food, I guess. So she didn't think it was fair that she had to pay for food all by herself for 80 people, and that was kind of expensive. And so it was just I heard people going back and forth, well, I'm on a budget too, and it's just I didn't want to know any of that, and it just made me feel even more guilty, so I just kind of was we don't need to do this. We really don't need to do this. And so out of frustration, I kind of called my brother, and I told him, I didn't even want this party in the first place, and I guess he told something to his wife, and then she got more upset, and she's like, I'm out. I will help, but I'm out. And I'm like, God, it just turned into something that it shouldn't have turned into. And I cried. I cried a couple of days about it because I felt so guilty because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't want to piss anybody off. And I ended up doing that anyways. I'm like, great. This is what I wanted to avoid. I didn't want anybody to stress out. I didn't want everybody to feel obligated to spend money, and here we are. So that's what happened with that. So I'm not having one, and I'm kind of disappointed about it, but I kind of already expected it to turn out this way. So what I did do is I sent out announcements to my friends and family, letting them know this is basically an announcement that we're having a boy, what his name's going to be, when he's going to arrive, because nobody ever knows an exact due date, and letting them know that if they want to send the baby a gift, that they can send it. Well, they can look on my registry, which is on. I only registered at Target, and I only registered at on Amazon. So there you go. That is what I will be doing, and I'm gonna post the announcement here. And that's my baby's name. Yay! It was really easy to come up with because as soon as I knew I was pregnant, I knew it was a boy, and that's the first name that came to my mind. And then Ron picked the middle name, and surprisingly, it was very easy for us to agree. I'm excited. I'm excited, and when I think of Artemis, of course, I'm a big Sailor Moon fan and all that, but I think of somebody calm. I think of somebody smart. I think of somebody that is very, how do you say? Not angelic, but just zen. And I have a feeling that because of the way Ron's attitude is and how smart he is and how laid back he is, I have a feeling that Artemis is going to be that way. So I did choose that name, and thankfully Ron was like, I like it. I'm like, oh, okay. That was easy. And then he wanted to choose the middle name James because it's his middle name. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And so Artemis James Hernandez. And of course, there's going to be nicknames involved. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to end up calling him AJ. Somebody's going to call him Art. Somebody's just going to call him James. Whatever. There's options. And if later on in life he decides he just wants to go by James, more power to him. It's his choice. So I was never given a middle name. So it was nice to have the control to be able to give my kid that option. But I'm excited and we're happy. The only thing I don't like is I don't want any negative, like, comments. I kept this name to myself, even though we picked it really early on. We kept it to ourselves. And then a couple of people that Ron did tell, the first thing out of their mouth was, and you agree with that name? Because automatically they knew that I picked it, which is fine. I know that I can be a very strong personality in the relationship, but the thing that people don't see is that Ron and I compromise. We compromise a lot, and we talk about things. I don't force anything on him, and he doesn't force anything on me, and I think a lot of people find that hard to believe. But yeah, even when we got engaged, people thought that I had talked him into it, or I gave him an ultimatum, and I'm like, no, he's the one who wanted to. He's the one who's been pushing this relationship pretty fast, so I'm the one who's had to stop and think and like be like, are we doing the right thing? Are we moving too fast? You know, a lot of people don't really know us on a relationship level. So when I start hearing like stuff like that, it just makes me want to keep everything more closer to me and not share. Because I don't want to hear negative comments about our baby name or the fact that we got engaged or we moved in too fast. Like, I don't want to hear any of that because it's my choice. I'm an adult. And I've never been one to judge anybody else on their life choices, whether who they choose to be with, whether I think it's wrong of them or not. I respect what they do, what they want to name their kid, where they want to live. My job is to be supportive as a sister, as a friend, and some people don't see that. So I kept it to myself, and Ron only told a few people because I just didn't want to hear it. So, but there, it's out of the bag now. You guys can see. And I'm super excited about the name that we chose. So I'm going to put links, well, not links. I'm going to put, obviously you guys saw the baby announcement, but if you guys want to send a letter of congratulations or something for the baby, and I'm not asking you to. You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, I am. The information is going to be on the description. But other than that, I'm having really good days lately because I'm starting to feel him kick a lot more. And although he's dancing on my bladder and I have to go to the bathroom every hour sometimes, and I'm having difficulty finding stuff to eat that's satisfying, whenever he moves inside me, it's awesome. It's awesome, and it just makes me feel like he's happy, so I'm happy. As long as he's happy, then I'm happy. So, that is my baby update.